Wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're absolutely fantastic. Well, I gotta start off again with just addressing some of what is being said. I've got a whole bunch of, I don't know, someone who lives at home. I don't obviously know time in the day, but getting comments about I don't really know what I'm talking about because I'm not kind of behind crypto anymore, and crypto has got the biggest capitalization ratio and blah 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 blah. So I'm getting, I don't know, the crypto community upset, and I feel like I need to dry some eyes real quick and just kind of get back to what the crypto community are just not listening to. All right. And that is when you are, let's say, for example, someone who's leaving the rat race, the 9 to 5, the guys who want to get out of the humdrum of working for someone else. There are certain things that you look for, right? And that is, of course, reliable income because you want to have financial freedom. Guys like myself are family people. I want to stay at home. I want to be with my kids. And I knew this before I had kids, is that I had to design my life to be able to be there with them because I couldn't endure the pain of going to work or leaving the house at like 6:30, 7 in the morning and only getting home after traffic around about that time in the evening. And it's just, I don't want to not be there for them in the afternoons and all that kind of stuff. So I had to design something that was going to work for me, and I was going to like get the freedom to get out of there. So that's where I got into Bitcoin 7 years ago, right? So 7 years ago, I got into this beautiful, crazy technology that was said to disrupt banking. It hasn't done that. It's said to create all of this like blockchain next level web 3.0 technology, which it still hasn't done. But at the time, I was super bullish on it. I thought, well, this is really fantastic. We've got a market that does some 24/7 style movements, and that's awesome because I like to be able to get onto the market at any time I want. All right. So I kind of fell in love with this whole Bitcoin anti-establishment idea. Okay. And maturity wise, that's all I could get my head around. I didn't understand Forex. I didn't understand the stock market indices, didn't understand the different time zones and how things trigger off during the day. So I went and I studied, all the beautiful exchanges and Binance, and at the time it was Bittrex, and I kind of got into communities and got lost in forums and took wrong advice and whatever the cases may be. Like I got into altcoins left, right, and center, and my portfolio had like 10 different bags of stuff all separate, and sometimes it would go up and down and all over this place, and then Bitcoin would dump, and then they would wreck all my positions, my stop losses would fire off. Well, at the time there wasn't much stop losses, so like I've had my dance with crypto. Like I know this beast. I know that it's up to 70,000 and blah 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 blah. And when I got into it, it was $2,000. But that only matters to people who want to have a store of value, who just put money in it and then they just sit back and don't really know what they're doing, and they let it go. And yeah, one day it works out. So you put whatever you can afford at the time, because everyone's like, oh, I'll put $10,000. Not everyone's got $10,000. Most of the world doesn't have $10,000. Do you know that you're at the top 1% on the planet if you earn $36,000 a year? All right. So when people are like, oh, I'll just put on $10,000, that's just a small minority who've got that kind of cash lying around. So people went and took on second mortgages, and they went and took on credit cards, all the kind of stuff to kind of hold and wait. But the credit card repayments came, the second mortgages repayments came. The guys got a little freaked out and started trying trading. And all of a sudden it was like really bad. I had this one student who I mentored, and he put his business money. He thought he's doing really well. I'm going to put the business money in here, turn it around, and take the profits and put the principal back into the business. It didn't work out that way. It was very difficult for him for a long period of time. So I know the crypto game. I know the decentralized exchanges. I know all of it, name it. I've got it. Like, so when you kind of the keyboard warriors, and let me just speak to something else about these people. 4 years these oaks have been kind of dwindling along or trading view and stuff. Zero ideas, absolutely zero contribution to the community other than the fact that they just kind of sit on their keyboards and they troll with their little pretensive knowledge or lack thereof of what's going on in the world. Like, it's actually quite silly. I don't know, get back to the chart, so I'm just going to close that. But it's these long streams, like long streams of information. Oh, back end those over here, and then there's capitalization and Q4, and Bitcoin has got so much, and altcoins. Who the hell cares, dude? Like what I'm trying to say is that when I dug deep into the financial game of this whole money environment, a lot of the time where Bitcoin did help, let me just say, is that it helped me get beyond the normal thinking of RSI, Fibonacci, rubbish, I don't know, the Bollinger Bands, moving averages, like all that stupid trendline stuff was absolute garbage because it didn't have consistent, reliable forecasts and predictions generating results that would be accurate ahead of time. It was great at telling what had already been and the past and what happened in 4 years ago, like all that irrelevant stuff. Great for that. But when it came to actually forecasting the future of price action to get ahead of the curve, see what's going to come up next, that was poor. You can see how naked my charts are. I don't have any oscillators on here anymore, even, and so on and so forth. It was such a waste of time and such a waste of money. I lost a lot of money following the old way of thinking on the markets. So the only thing I had to do to get myself out of the struggles is to gain knowledge. Now, the knowledge I gained was a very niche pocket of knowledge because it wasn't widely known how incredible the mystics and the execution of GAN was. And the reason why GAN is relevant and the reason why the other influences are relevant is because I came to the understanding that when I got into astro trading, so it was astro trading that opened my mind. And in astro trading, Ganzilla, the software that you can download and have offline, here's the key thing, it operates offline on your computer. You can go down to the settings and go forward in time on the planetary aspects and the way that they align and how they impact the support and resistance ahead of time. Because planets have their orbits and they have their interactions kind of fixed. They're in this dynamic dance around the sun at different times and all the rest of it. So first you have to understand that energy in our galactic environment all kind of interconnects. If you can't get your head around that and you believe the quantum stuff is for nerds, then you're never going to believe in what I'm saying. But I got to that stage because I deep dive into all the courses and all the paid material and all the rubbish to kind of come to that understanding of, oh my gosh, okay, this is where it's at. Science, the energetic field, the pull, the interaction with Jupiter and Neptune and these planets. I mean, just go and look at your kids' charts. Jupiter is 318 times the size of planet Earth. Look at the size of Saturn compared to planet Earth. Like, if you can't get your mind around the 318 times bigger than Earth, and I mean, think of how long it takes for you to get across from one side to the planet. It takes more than a day in a fast aircraft to go from one side to the other side, let alone around the world and all that kind of stuff. So 318 times the size of our planet. And there's traders going, oh no, planets have nothing to do with the way the energetic field and gravitational, electric, and magnetic field operates. Like, I mean, come on. So anyway, so these are the little guys who are kind of, yeah, but have you seen the news about this? And people are bullish about this thing. Like I've forgotten where this person is. I mean, 4 years on TradingView, I was hoping it'd be a lot better. But it's just a sad state of affairs. Anyway, so getting back to the thing. Once I came to the understanding of Ganzilla being offline, you can forecast the future of price action because of it being written inside the program with the planetary orbits and interactions and so forth ahead of time. I realized there is finally something that actually can predict the future of price action before it happens, because the planetary web of energy is going to it's already preset. It can't just jump out of orbit and all that kind of stuff. So I then studied what took me to WD Gann, and he understood. That's where the Gann angles come from. He speaks about solstices. He talks about the equinoxes. He talks about numerology, about special dates. And he talks about the all of that. If you look into his work, that's his realization was in line with my realization and other astro traders. But he documented it really well, and he took the time to sit with the protractor and measure the angles, and he started something. He started seeing stuff over there. Then came along this great guy. I know him personally. We're very good friends. A guy called Eric Bean. This is someone who learned Gann's work, but also, as I did, got into things like time cycles, got into things that were very kind of category to the electromagnetic dance of planets that would help bring this form of time understanding as to when things are going to happen. And thanks to Eric's studies, he came to share that beautiful knowledge for his $3,000 book. Good old Eric. That there is 10 turning points inside a cycle, and there's a fractal way that the markets connect downwards and upwards. And that's exactly what I needed to bring all my understanding of everything else together. He didn't make mention to the Gann being able to interact as support and resistance over here. I think his book got to a certain point, but then I started adding in and modernizing and making it all my own, and that's how MTOPS got formed. So by studying the greats and also then adding on and modernizing the strategy, I got to realize that I'm getting closer and closer to this thing called reliable income that's bankable and day in and day out. So it was a ton of struggles. I had to really become pioneering and innovative. I had to push beyond what was available, and I still do. I'm coding an AI model to work on live market conditions based on the mistakes of the greatest traders that have ever lived. All right. So that's pretty impressive stuff, if you ask me. So coming from a place of all that experience, overcoming all of that turmoil and refining it, I've come to the conclusion that to make my day-to-day successful, the way in which I'm going to do so is by having 3 stallions be available at any given time. Now, I don't really want to waste my time on Bitcoin, but as you saw again today, it's moving across in like a very slow, meandering way that's kind of dead for a while, then picks up, and then it goes a little bit here and a little bit there, and it stops, and then oh man, like when you are someone who's serious about the markets, it's not about the market itself. So Crybaby, whatever his name was, is going on about the crypto, don't walk away from crypto. But the thing is that who cares about the markets? What matters is this. I mean, how many times a week do you see 3 different markets, okay, doing this? This is the Dow Jones American market. Look at that. Look at that ride up. Almost closed on 1,000 over here. I kind of got vertigo as it started going down, so I took less than I should have. It pissed me off a little bit that I went that far. But dude, like if you squash the greed, $1,000 is not what you need if you've got other powerhouses. Let's have another look. All right, so here's the Bitcoin. I should have closed. Let me go back to the real markets. Stuff that matters, stuff that's going to support families and people who want to actually live a sustainable lifestyle outside of their 9 to 5. And again, here's Europe's powerhouse, Germany, the top 40 companies. This is an independent market to the Dow Jones. Look at that powering up. Incredible. And it's not just today. Look at its week. Okay, well, Bitcoin is kind of dwindling its thumbs, moving a little bit aside, moving a little bit here, a little bit there. This is just powering. Bang, 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 bang. Take a breather. Bang, 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 bang. All the way up. So this is powerhouse number 2. All right. And I haven't got much more energy in me to consider another 6 markets in the day because I'm only human after all, right? Here we go. This is this morning. Euro JPY. So it's had a great week. climbing. I've made my kind of a few hundreds of dollars and whatever the case may be. When I saw this curl this morning, though, this is when I got my fresh cup of coffee. It's when I'm at my desk. I'm going, all right, cool, let's get into this. So he came down, rode up. I didn't put much in, just $200. Boom, right down. Just ran it, boom, all the way down over there. Closed over $1,000 for that one move. This is one day. One day, all right? As a father, as someone who wants a monthly income, a weekly income, to be able to pay for things reliably and not wait days and weeks and whatever the case would be, I'm telling you guys, if you want to take advice from someone who's gone through the struggles, someone who's been out there following the wrong people and learned the hard way that there are a bunch of bozos out there, someone who makes it work, someone who's pioneering, who's taking not only the stuff I've learned through markets and trading myself, but all of the setbacks I've had by mentoring others, even though we've had one-on-one sessions with great people, they've still defaulted by not following the rules, by getting too greedy, by getting too impulsive, to being too reactive, to just jumping the gun, being impatient. And I was like, okay, the humans by default. So I've been very grateful to be a mentor and to an influencer and to change people's perspective of markets and educate them up to a stage where they can really, get their way around the market in the best way. But also learn that by default, they have to deal with their human emotions, and it's very difficult for humans to get their head around that. So I am now pioneering at the very forefront. As like, for example, ChatGPT releases a new model, any problems I've ever had go straight into it. Like I'm always checking out what's available in AI, what is the latest models and architecture, what is the smartest way to hit this problem. I've had Claude, I've had Meta's one, I can't even remember his name, Llama or something lame like that. The other options, Grok or 2 or some attempt from Elon Musk, like they suck. They all suck in comparison to my favorite company and the ones I've stood by all year round. Ever since ChatGPT 3 came out, I've been a paid member and stood by them all the way. And let me tell you, just by that alone, I know how to bet on the right horse. And thanks to that, I'm getting, pioneering beyond the others in new ways that most traders out there haven't even got their heads around. Okay. So this over here, incredible. All right. This over here, incredible. This over here, incredible. All right. Bitcoin, there's a lot of liquidity and a lot of interest coming into Bitcoin. I mean, what about the altcoins? What about those? There's so many altcoins out there. There's thousands. There are absolutely thousands. Last time I checked, let's have a look here. How many altcoins exist today? I haven't had a look at this, but I'm telling you, it's in the thousands. Now, as a father, where do you put your trust? Into these random little small operations? You've got a whole bunch of hyped up kind of supporters. There we go. Look at that. Number of cryptocurrencies, 13,000. Okay, that's only one source here, CoinGecko. 13,000 plus altcoins out there. So which of these do you put your faith into? It's ridiculous. What a waste of energy. What a gamble. Okay? Sure, yes, we got 1.4 billion in crypto, very good for crypto, and it's going to keep on rising sometime. All the great. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is these flat areas are a waste of my time. These constant declines, the way it just drops, bang, it's a waste of my time. Big drops, lots of flats. I mean, every once in a while there's something to talk about, but not often. This whole year it's just been this flat, irritating. No, I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm sorry, crypto fanboys. You can go back to your day job. I'm going to stick to mine, and that is to ride these incredible markets because I'm mature enough and got enough experience to say I've been there, done that. But this, as someone who's got to feed their family, is the way forward. Have a great weekend, everyone. Ciao for now.